All right, hey everybody. I am here today doing a video because I got a few questions in my email, so I felt I should go ahead and just do a video to answer the questions. Yes, I'm walking my natural hair today. It is wonderful here in Phoenix, so I'm walking my natural hair. Actually, it's like pretty cold here. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I had an email with lots and lots of questions. So I was like, let me just go ahead and make a video answering these questions because I know somebody else is probably going to answer it or wondering. So the first question was, how safe is she as a flight attendant being alone and working with men? When I work for a mainline, so my first trip was with nothing but men. My whole crew was men, and then the first officer and captain were men. So I was completely safe. They took such great care of me, like I was their baby sister, because they're all older. They're all like my dad's age, in their 50s, some 60s. Late 40s, my parents' age. So they really took care of me. They made sure that I knew where to go, checked on me for van time. It is all about perception. People think that we're always alone with these men. But we're truly not. We all stay in our own rooms. You don't have to share a room with another flight attendant. I do this thing where I get to my room, I open my door. As soon as I go in there, I put my suitcase in front of my door, and then I lock it, deadbolt lock it, and then I put the little thing, you know what I'm talking about, the little clasp on the door so it can catch. I always make sure my balcony is locked and everything. You just never know, because sometimes you're on the second floor, sometimes you're on the bazillionth floor, but you're completely safe working with men. Most of these men are married, some aren't. Some have been in the field so long where they're just used to flight attendants throwing it at them. And then some are literally on the prowl. Like, I've had a guy slip me his room key, and I was looking like, I have a man, so I don't know what I need a second room key for a second room. Sorry, you guys, I'm digging in my eye. So, yeah, it's not really unsafe to work with men. Crew scheduling always knows who we are with. The company always knows who we are with. I have a GPS tracker on my cell phone, and then anytime I go anywhere, I always let my mom, my boyfriend, or some type of family member know where I'm going and who I'm going with. Most of the time I hang out by myself, and then my tracker's on, and it's connected to my brother or my mom's line. So, hey, everybody always knows where I am. Then I need someone to talk to you about pay, reserve, and commuting. Okay. Reserve. There are different airlines. Different airlines do their reserve. Reserve is a totally different thing from being a line holder. I do straight reserve. My airline only does straight reserve. That means I am on call the days I am available to work for a 12-hour period, or I have to sit at the airport for a 5-hour period, or I'm already assigned a trip. When you are on reserve, you are pretty much at the company's beck and call. You have to be in base. You can't be like, oh, if you're commuting, you can't decide you're going to go the day you're on reserve. You have to be in base within 24 hours. So if you go on call on Friday, you need to be in base on Thursday. Reserve is just pretty much what it is. You are ready reserve, like you are there. If someone calls out sick, or there's under scheduling, or a trip has to be split up, that's what reserve is. We are there to help pretty much take the reins whenever a line holder or can't take a trip, or if there's trips sitting and line holders have not picked them up. So that's what reserve is. You're just readily available for that. Some companies have rotating reserve, which is you're on reserve, straight reserve 1 month, and then you have a line, which is a schedule the next, and then you go back and forth. And then after a while, you have more scheduled time, and then less reserve time. So it's based on your seniority and how long you've been with the company. And then some companies don't have reserve at all. They have reserve days. So you already have a schedule with set trips, and then you have your certain days of the month that you are on call for reserve. So it just depends on how your airline operates. Okay, that was my gist on reserve. Do I like being on reserve? I'm a flight attendant, so that's all that matters to me. Let's see, the next thing I wanted to talk about was pay. Okay. We do not make the most money in the world. As much as you think we do, we don't. Okay. Being on reserve, we are guaranteed so many hours a month, regardless if we fly them or not. And it just depends on your company. My company pays me by block hours, which is the time that I'm on the plane. Some companies pay them for segments, which is how many flights you do in a day. And then it just depends on your company. There is block hours or segment pay, which is your hourly rate of being in the air. It can range anywhere between $17 as a regional to up to $50-something being a line holder, 13 years plus. It just depends on where you are in the airline and what airline you work for and where you are on the totem pole and your years of service. So with that being said, pay is okay. A first-year flight attendant can genuinely make literally $19,000 to $24,000 a year. So yes, if you are trying to be mad rich and have mad money, your salary alone is just that. So regardless if I fly or not, I still get a paycheck. I still get my base salary. We also do get per diem. Our per diem is pretty much around the clock from the time we check in for a trip to the time we are released to go home. So anytime you're away from base for the company, not if you're away from base because you're commuting, or not if you're away from base on vacation. It's only whenever you are out on a trip and you are away from base for company business, then you will receive per diem. Per diem can be anywhere from $1.85 to $2.20. And then if you travel internationally, international per diem is different. There are premium pays. There's premium pays if you're a language person. So if you're bilingual, you test for that. You get to be a LOTO. You get a premium pay for that. You get premium pay for actually going on an international trip. And then you also get premium pay for being the lead or the purser. And then you get premium pay for working in the aft galley, which is the second, which is the person who's over all the, retail stuff, which is like snacks, liquor, stuff like that. So it just depends. My base salary, I almost made my base salary. I was maybe a couple of $100s shy for making my full-on salary, my annual salary. I made it in a course of 6 months. So it is quite possible to make more money. You can pick up, and then picking up doesn't go into the hours you're guaranteed. Picking up is just extra money that you can have. All right, what is another question I have? So that pretty much sums up pay. Like, if you're not flying, you're not making that much money. You're just getting your base salary. And if you're flying a lot, you're making out of the wazoo. And then they may have other perks to make extra money. Like we have crew cash, so we have different things to make extra money. Then I also have my makeup gig. So I do makeup on the side, and sometimes I travel with my kit, and then I'll take a client out of state, and then I'm being paid for work. So the last thing was commuting. Commuting is beastly, especially in the summer months, especially on reserve. You don't know when you are going to be called. We know where we are on the call out sheet the night before, depending on your company and how they do reserve. Um, you can't really play it by ear. And if you try to play it by ear and they call you and then they see that you're not in base, you can be fired. Being caught out of base is like the biggest grounds for termination that one can ever have. Don't do it. I've said it in multiple videos. Don't do it. Don't try to. Don't try to test the waters, because that one day you feel like you're low on the list and want to test the waters is the day that scheduling will be going ballistic and you'll get called and you're 2 hours away. How you gonna get to work, boo? So commuting is beastly. I would anytime that you're on, until you know how this operates and how your airline, like I commute and then I also have a place in base. I commute from a major metroplex. On all the airlines, it's usually full. So unless you want to jump seat every time, then I suggest commuting is not for you. Some days I just don't go because it's not even worth it. Like today I'm going to try, but if I can't, then oh well. But commuting is crazy. It is one of those things where line holders can do it because they know what time they have to be at work, when they're going to be, you know, what time they're trip reports and all that, and what time they're released. But if you're junior and you know a bunch of people commute out of your base, you're not getting on that flight. Just point blank period. So on reserve and then being junior, not junior, being on probation, I just suggest you not commute. It's very, very hard to. And you can end up losing your job. So that's just, commuting is, you're not positive space, so it doesn't matter if you're a registered commuter or not. You're not positive space, so you're not guaranteed a seat on a flight to go home or to go to work. You are pretty much commuting on your flight benefits. That's it. Flight benefits. We'll discuss that later, but this was just mainly to discuss things that are really, really important. We'll discuss benefits and stuff like that later, but if you have any other questions, comments, or concerns about pay, reserve, commuting, or anything just in general, schedules, how schedule works, just feel free to comment or send me an email. I have an email just based for questions about getting in the industry. And then don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at the fashionable_flygirl_mo. And then my email for any questions is fashionableflygirlmo@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys, and don't forget to stay fly. Bye.